David Hilbert was born on January 23, 1862 in Königsberg, Prussia. Königsberg is now called Kaliningrad and is a part of Russia. David Hilbert's parents were Otto Hilbert, who was a judge, and Maria Theresa Erdmann. His father came from a legal family, while his mother's family were merchants. Both families were Protestants, and his father was devoted to his faith. It was Maria Theresa's interest that shaped the young boy's interest. She was an enthusiastic amateur mathematician and astronomer. The usual age for someone to begin schooling was 6, but David did not enter his first school, the Royal Fredericks College, until he was 10 years old. It is almost certain that his mother taught him at home until he was 8. At age 8, Hilbert began as a student at the Friedrich Collegium Gymnasium, a high school for academically talented children, where he studied for 7 years. In his final high school year, he transferred to the more specialist math center Wilhelm Gymnasium. He graduated at the highest academic level, good enough to study for a degree at any European university. However, Hilbert decided to stay close to home. In 1880, age 18, he enrolled to study mathematics at the University of Königsberg. 5 years later, he had not only obtained a degree in mathematics, but a PhD too. After completing his PhD, Hilbert spent winter at the University of Leipzig and in Paris. In 1886, he became a mathematics lecturer at the University of Königsberg. While studying for his degrees, Hilbert made friends with 2 other exceptionally talented mathematicians, Hermann Minkowski, a fellow student, and Adolf Hirschwitz, an associate professor. The 3 pushed one another to even greater mathematical heights. They would continue to exchange ideas for the rest of their careers. Starting in 1886, David Hilbert worked for 9 years at the University of Königsberg, first as a lecturer, then as a professor. In 1895, aged 33, he moved to the world's then top mathematics university, the University of Göttingen, Germany, where giants such as Carl Friedrich Gauss, Bernhard Riemann, and Peter Dirichlet had been professors of mathematics. Hilbert would spend the rest of his career at Göttingen. Hilbert was a pure mathematician. His knowledge of mathematics was unusually broad as well as deep, and he contributed to several areas of mathematics and also physics. In 1900, Hilbert took a sweeping overview of mathematics, defining his famous 23 problems. In doing so, he had a greater effect on shaping mathematics in the 20th century than any other person. Hilbert outlined 23 problems or questions he thought, if answered correctly, will carry mathematics to a new level. The list, he said, was not meant to exclude other problems. It was merely a sample of problems. Sample or not, since Hilbert first posed the 23 problems, a huge amount of work has been done seeking the answers. Mathematicians solved some of the problems within a few years and others later, but some remain unsolved. Over 100 years since Hilbert first listed them, a bright new light would shine on mathematics if the remaining problems could be solved. Although he was purely a pure mathematician, Hilbert had broad taste in mathematics. There is little, if any, separation between applied mathematics and mathematical physics. Hilbert sometimes dabbled in this area, often as a result of discussions with Hermann Minkowski, his old friend from his student days. Gradually, a fascination with mathematical physics grew in Hilbert, and he spent increasing amounts of time thinking about the subject. By 1912, it had become his primary research field. He believed most physicists approached problems with insufficient mathematical rigor. He believed physics would benefit from the more rigorous approach pure mathematicians brought to problems. In summer 1915, Albert Einstein came to Göttingen at Hilbert's invitation to lecture for a week. For years, he has been struggling to express his as yet unpublished general theory of relativity mathematically. The meeting between the 2 great minds was fruitful because by November, they had independently derived and published field equations of gravitation, putting Einstein's general theory of relativity on the firm mathematical ground. Hilbert and Einstein used different methods to find the equations, Each method had its strengths and weaknesses. David Hilbert retired from his professorship in 1930. His retirement years were spent living in Nazi Germany. David Hilbert died at age 81 on February 14, 1943, in Göttingen. Only about 10 people attended his funeral, a pitiful number for a great and much-loved mathematician. Thank you very much for watching our videos. We'd like to give you another interesting video for you to enjoy next. But before then, our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Look at your screen now to see 2 other interesting videos we handpicked for you to enjoy next. We love you.